Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a Sunday sermon. Each week, we try to bring you the message of a Holy Spirit, or as we're doing today, an archangel. We have Archangel Gabriel with us. His messages are always great. He's been with us on a bunch of other shows, and he always lives up to our expectations. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed, please take a second and hit the subscribe button. Leave us a comment. Leave us a thumbs up. It all helps. We try so hard to reach other people, and without your help, we can't do it. So Archangel is ready. Let us begin. Good morning, everyone. And yes, I have been able, through Barry, to speak with you many times. We could always come back and assume a human form and speak to you. But this way, it's a little different. Everyone knows that Barry is for real. When he speaks of the Holy Spirits. Jesus comes through quite often. He speaks every week through Barry. We've been doing this now for quite a few years, and hopefully we've been able to reach people out there around the world. That's what we want to do. Our only, and I say that, our only desire is to lead people to God. You see, God is always the answer. There is no other answer. You may think money is the answer. You may think power is the answer. But the day will come where you fully realize that you were wrong. The only true answer is believing in God, building that foundation of faith, and living a good life. When our Lord walked the earth, he spoke incredibly simple messages, and that's basically what he said. I was with him through most of that. His descension to earth took many, many people to support. It took a lot of planning. We wanted to make sure that when Jesus came back, he had souls around him that were capable not only of following him and telling others about him, but of speaking of his words into the future. You see, if no one has spoken the words of Jesus, then what he said would have been heard by no one. But we sent back souls that we knew we could trust. We sent back Peter, John, James, many, many, many people that we knew would go forth after his passing. You see, when we made up his life plan, we knew that he was going to die on the cross. We also knew over here that he was going to resurrect, and that was something that none of the souls that walked with him could ever understand or even know about. So that was a surprise for all. His amazing powers to step back and resurrect from the dead. You see, when you die, your soul is going to leave your body. It's coming to heaven. That's the way it works. But all that comes is a soul energy. Jesus, who's God incarnate, was so powerful that he could bring his entire body with him to heaven. Did you ever think of it like that? You see, there was no body in the tomb when the women came to cleanse his body. That's because he had the incredible energy and ability to take his body, convert it into a light energy, and have it go through rock, solid rock. The tomb was sealed. No one knew what had taken place inside this room. But God did. He knew it was going to happen, and it did. So you see, when you do not believe in God, you're not believing in the most powerful energy that has ever existed. There are gods in other galaxies, and they're very powerful as well. But our God, the one you refer to as God or Jesus, or however you want to refer to him, Many refer to him as Allah, Spirit, whatever, the source. It doesn't matter what you refer to him as. What is important is that you believe in him. No decision that you make in your life will be more important. We try to help you make that decision. We do many things to try to influence you, but we will never force you to do anything. The whole key to human evolution is the free will and the free choice that God has given each and every human. Every human can make their own decisions, and for good or bad, that is the way of things. So let's step back for a moment and think about all of the wonderful things that are happening. Oh, you thought I was going to say all of the bad things that are happening. But I want you to focus on the good. There are many, many good people in this world. You're hearing the words of my words being spoken. Barry and Connie are very good people. They are devoting their entire retirement to helping people hear the words that will lead others, that will help others around the world. You do not have to be as totally dedicated as they are. All you need to do is simply help others when you can. There's always an opportunity to serve. There are always shelters that are looking for volunteers. There are always charities that are looking for people to support them. As you listen to the news today, you're seeing these horrible fires in California. Imagine if you had this beautiful home and 10 hours later it had burned to the ground. Imagine that you were forced to flee and took none of your belongings or anything with you. Imagine that you were standing looking at these burnt ruins and had nothing. That's happening to thousands of people right now in California. So there's a huge opportunity to help there. The war between Russia and Ukraine. Russia invaded a democracy, people trying to live in peace because they wanted more land, more power, more natural resources. Russia has created immense humanitarian problems for the people of the Ukraine. His armies have forced millions to leave the country and look for peace, for calm. They simply want to be left alone to raise their families. But an evil dictator wants no part of it. He wants their land. And he doesn't care how many people he kills. He has no conscience. He is going to have a difficult journey when he returns. Have no doubts about that. He is a truly evil person, and we have a special place in heaven for him so that he cannot come back and harm others. We are not going to allow that to ever happen. But he has created situations for millions of people that need help. You can help them. As you look around, even in a country as powerful and as wealthy as the United States, there are children that cannot find food to eat on the table. There are children whose only meal is the one they get at school at lunch because their parents can't afford to feed them. Is there an excuse for that in a country as rich as the United States? We think not, but it's happening. Ask yourself how something like that could happen in this wonderful country that you call America. It's happening in other democracies as well. But since most of the people that follow this show listen from the United States, I'm using them as an example, but I could use any country. You see, I travel to all countries as an archangel, so I know what goes on. I watch the children suffer. In China, I watch children being forced to work at an early age. I watch them at 10, 11 years old being forced to crawl through equipment and get killed or injured. I see them being forced to work for 10, 12 hours a day. I see all of these things. There is so many areas of the world where you can help, and it all starts by helping the young. You must teach the young to serve. You must teach them about God so that they have this foundation of faith, and that foundation of faith will lead them to serve others. It is only through helping and serving that you can truly find happiness. There are times that Barry receives messages from all parts of the world, from people telling him that he's changed their lives. That is true happiness. There is nothing in the world that can compare with the feeling that you get when someone tells you thank you, that you have been a major help in my life, and that you have brought me closer to God. Because I am now closer to God, I understand. I've heard the truth being spoken, and I listened. And now I am seeing happiness in my life that I have never ever even understood before. I'm doing things that I have never done before. I'm helping others. And even though my life is in danger, even though I live in dangerous parts of the world, I know that through my faith in God, there is happiness. Even though there are people trying to kill me, even though I'm in a foxhole trying to defend my country, I am doing this because I am serving. I am helping others. I'm doing what needs to be done in order for my personal fulfillment, so that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt when I take that last breath that my life is only beginning. I know that when I go, when I serve God, and when I go to heaven, that I will be judged, and I will be in this miraculous place that is indescribable. People that serve wealth and greed, people they are going to find out the hard way that they are not taking it with them. You've heard many times that when you have great wealth and you don't use it to serve others, that you create karmas for future lives. And that is a fact. I watch this all the time. I see these wealthy people want to come back and do this again. And the guides say, no, no, no. We trusted you with a life plan where we gave you great wealth. And what did you do with it? You squandered it. You may not think you squandered it because you hoarded it. You may have invested it wisely. But the wisest investment that you could have done with it was to help others. When you did not use that wealth, you squandered it. And when you squandered that wealth, you created karmas. And yes, now you want to come back. And we're going to help you come back. But we are going to give you a life of poverty so you understand what those people that you harmed by not helping them went through in their lives. Everyone needs to support the young. The young are the key to the future. Without educating and leading the young to God, the future of human evolution is truly in question. You hear all the time that humans have these weapons of mass destruction, that they're capable of destroying themselves. And that is actually, sadly, true. Many countries now have terrible leadership. All they want is the power that I was talking about before, and they've developed these nuclear weapons thinking that it will keep them safe. The threat of using these weapons is their key defense. They don't understand that if they use them, they will be destroying themselves among all others. They will destroy millions and millions of people, and they will be among the millions that are destroyed. You see, the other countries will retaliate. Mutual destruction is assured. And sadly, the evolution of humans could come to a halt at that point. God does not want this to happen under any circumstances, but he will not influence the free choice of humans. He will do everything to influence the choice of humans. He will talk to them. He will have them have dreams of angels. We will come to them. We will do all of the things that we can do to help, but he will not force anyone. You see, free will is exactly what it means. You are given the opportunity to do whatever you want with your life. You can go outside and you can buy drugs and you can destroy your life through drugs. People that are addicted find it very difficult to get off of these terrible drugs. We would all want to see you addicted to God. Why not try something that will truly help you? Many people have great problems right now, and because of it, sometimes they blame God. Don't ever do that. You see, God only wants to bring you the good, the happiness. Decisions are made, and free will takes over, and people are harmed. And you blame God for it? That doesn't even make sense. Everyone knows that they're going to grow old, and age will take their lives. They don't all know that they're going to reincarnate. We see this all the time. We see these atheists, these fools that don't believe in God, and they die, and they are shocked because there is an afterlife. All of a sudden, they realize that it's not over. It's going to be a rougher lesson for them, believe me. The people that understand God and believe, when they close their eyes and their soul descends into this incredible place, they know that what they spoke of and what they believed in was an actual fact. And because they believe, they are entering this heaven and all wonderful things are happening. They're seeing their family that's gone before them. The people that they loved, they see them. The angels come to them. Their guides come to them. The guides that they never met, never knew. Now they will learn about them. And these guides will point out the mistakes that they made in their lives. And everyone makes mistakes. Put your mistakes behind you. Do not dwell upon them. What is in the past is in the past. But what is in the future is yet to come. And through your free will, you can change what is to come in your remaining life. You can worry about death. You can think that it's over, but it's not. When you pass, your soul is going to leave your body. Now, when Jesus passed, he took his body with him, but you aren't going to do that. But your soul is going to heaven, and that's all that's really important for you. You are going to see this incredible place because you knew it was there. The fools that follow Satan, or the fools that don't believe in God, they will get what they expect. When they close their eyes, if they believe there is nothing, for a while there will be nothing. But they're going to be aware that they are present in nothing. That may be a hard comment to understand. Oh, we'll come and save them sometime. Sometime they'll see this little light and it'll get bigger and we'll lead them to this light. And then they'll be judged for the stupidity that they lived in their life. And they'll say, oh no, it's somebody else's fault. We were led astray. But the bottom line is they use their free will to make their own stupid decisions. I want all of you to find this incredible happiness that those that believe in God find. It's not hard. You start by leading a good life yourself, and then you help others. One day, you'll say, this was really great information because I followed it. And now I understand what happiness is. I never really knew it before, but helping others and having them tell you that you've changed their lives is the ultimate happiness. All we want is you to find the ultimate happiness in life from living a good one. And then when you return, you will know the true benefits of heaven. It's really that simple. So thank you for allowing me to speak to you. I always enjoy this opportunity. I'm glad Barry gave it to me this morning, and I thank him for it. So God is very present at every moment in your life, and He's blessing all of you that are hearing my words, and He is especially blessing you that try to pass them on to others so that others can truly find happiness. So goodbye, and thank you so much for allowing me to come through. Well, great conversation, I guess. He's a miracle. He truly knows what he's speaking of because he's been around since the beginning of time. And he speaks the words and he speaks them straight. So try to pay attention and listen to them and help spread them to others. It's very important. We'll be back again next Sunday. I thank you all. I thank you all for listening. I thank you all for passing on the messages of God. And I thank you for being who you are. You are wonderful people. Goodbye.